Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jordan for the First Line Library, and today I have my October book haul. Let's jump into it. Welcome back, everybody. So happy to be here with you all. If this is your first time here with the First Line Library, let me know down in the comments. I would love to meet you. So with that being said, let's jump into my October book haul. Starting off with A Dance of Dragons by George R.R. Martin. I've been meaning to pick this one up for quite some time. Every time I saw this in a bookstore, used bookstore that is, it was just really beat up. Pages were torn, ripped, cover was in bad condition. And I finally found a copy that looked pretty much brand new, so I picked that up, half price. So now I have my collection of A Song of Ice and Fire, complete to what's been released. Dance of Dragons. Next, I found this copy of Children of Dune. This matches my copy of Dune with this cover style. And I think this is kind of like a brownish color. It's kind of hard to tell here. It might look black or even gray, but there's this picture of Arrakis down here. So now I just need to find Dune Messiah in this style, and I'll have the trilogy complete in this artwork style. Next, I picked up A Princess of Mars. Now, I had another copy of this. I didn't really like it. It was super thin, and the book itself was really big, and the text was just really small, and I didn't really care for the cover. But this one I thought was pretty cool. I swapped that one out. That one's going to my little free library, and now I have a different copy on my shelf. Next, I picked up this copy of Neuromancer. I don't know much about this book other than it's cyberpunk, and The Matrix kind of took some elements from this book. But this cover is really interesting. It's very abstract-y with the typeface, that little picture in there. You're not really sure what's going on. If you've read the book, you probably understand what's happening there, but I have no idea. And I'm actually really excited to get into this book. It's not super long, and I've been itching for a cyberpunk-esque read. So yeah, Neuromancer. Next is The Twisted Ones by Scott Cawthon. This is book 2 in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. The first one is Silver Eyes, which I thought was pretty good. If you know anything about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, the books are kind of tied with the games, but not. They've kind of changed some story around, and then the movies are slightly the same. They've picked out certain elements from the books and the games for the movie. This is book 2. Next is Louis L'Amour's Jubal Sackett. This is book 1 in the Sackett series, which I'm not sure how many books there are, but one of my goals is to collect them all for my dad. So I've been on the hunt for a lot of Jubal Sackett Sackett's books, and I finally found this one. My dad already has a first hardcover edition, but I found this one in mass market, so I couldn't pass it up. $1.50, really, really good find. Next is another replacement book. This is Arthur C. Clarke's 2001: A Space Odyssey. I had another mass market copy. I didn't really like the cover, so again, that's going into my little free library. And this one's really cool. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what this cover is. Really cool. Next is Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. This is book 1. There's 2 books. They're based off of the video games, The Force Unleashed. This cover is really, really cool. I'm pretty sure the video game is the same cover, but on the back here has this really awesome illustration of Darth Vader with his apprentice, Starkiller. Kind of very reminiscent of episode 3 at the end with Darth Sidious and Darth Vader. Really, really like that one. Next, I have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulek. My sister-in-law has been bugging me to read this for, gosh, probably a year now. And I've always I always see it at the store and I'm like, I'll pick it up some other time. Well, this was the time. I found this at the thrift store for $1.50. It's been read a few times, but doesn't bother me too much. The pages are still in good condition. See, this is the tall rack mass market copy. But Paula, I finally have a copy of Hidden Pictures, and I will get to it eventually, I promise. Next is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. Anytime I find good copies of The Lord of the Rings, really anything Tolkien, honestly, that is in good condition, great price, I'm picking it up. This is probably one of the least favorite book cover arts of Lord of the Rings. I think Gandalf there actually looks, or I think that Saruman looks pretty cool right there. But I'm assuming that's supposed to be Frodo in the back. It just doesn't seem like Frodo at all. But yeah, so Fellowship of the Ring. I do really like the green, and I do like having the arched picture here. I like that. I think the art style is a little weird. But anyways, couldn't pass it up for $1.50 to add to my Tolkien collection. All right. Moving on, I have The Oath by Frank Peretti. Now, I did have another copy of this book in hardcover, and that was actually a first edition hardcover that my church had in their library, gosh, 15 plus years ago. And when they finally went away with having a library, I took that with me. But it was in pretty rough shape. So that's going into a giveaway pile for some other people to have. And I found this one, really good condition at the thrift store. So I figured, why not? I will swap these out. And I think this is a second edition, and it's a bit smaller than the first edition, which I tend to prefer. I don't love bulky books, especially when they're hardcovers. They tend to be a little too heavy. And I like just a little bit smaller print, not too small, but also not too big with large margins. Yeah, so The Oath, happy to replace my old copy with this one. All right, and the last book, and I picked this one up on October 31st. This was my last hurrah of my birthday month. I had some gift cards for Barnes & Noble, and I finally decided to pick up this copy of Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie. And if you've seen me talk about book covers and book cover artist, you'll know that John Harris is my favorite artist of all time. And this one in particular is really, really cool because this whole piece comes off and you can slide the entire jacket off and you can see the entire illustration here. And not only is this a full illustration on this side, there's another illustration on the back. Really, really cool. One of my favorite books in my collection now. So yeah, thank you, Grandma Millie, for the gift cards, because I would never have picked this up without it because it was a little bit pricey. But yeah, so that's it. That's my October book haul. Let me know if you guys picked up anything in the month of October. Let me know what you're reading. I would love to chat with you down in the comments below. If you haven't yet, like this video, share this video, and go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more book content. I'd love to get to know you more. So with that being said, I'm Jordan. Take care and God bless.